Hey everyone, it's Lisa
and Carrie
from Primitive Gatherings, and we're here today to do another block tutorial for our American Quilters with American Gatherings Stitch Along for our Hogs for Heroes quilt. But first, I just want to say welcome, and we have a little video for you that Kaylee prepared again, so take a look at it now.
Because of his physical and emotional wounds, Scott had sold and given up riding his Harley for 12 years after Iraq, until 2016, when a small nonprofit founded by two brothers and their wives called Hogs for Heroes chose Scott as the first wounded warrior to receive a free Harley Davidson.
He was 28 when he enlisted in the Marines. He had a comfortable life, yet he was willing to give that up to go in service for his country.
The guys we lost, they're never forgotten. They're always riding with me. They'll always be riding with me. They're always with me every day. That brotherhood, that bond can't be broken, can't be made any other way.
Over the past 3 years, Hogs for Heroes has given 11 Harleys to deserving veterans to help them heal.
Hogs for Heroes isn't just giving a veteran a motorcycle. They're giving him or her an opportunity to make solid connections again with their brothers and sisters and fellow motorcyclists that ride. That bike is just a way to smooth out some of those edges and really ride yourself right into that family, be a part of something again.
Again, touches your heart, right? Okay, so first thing, because I forgot last week.
Oh.
No, you just hold on a minute. I forgot to talk about this. So Katie, who did our cross stitch pattern for our American Quilters quilt, did this. So do you remember me saying, oh, I think it'd be cool if you did a big chunky cross stitch? So I asked Katie all about this. So this is obviously one flag. It is 11 count Aida, 6 strands of floss, and she went over 2 squares instead of 1. So I bet when you did a square, you'd have to go over like 4 total, right? Like 2 and 2. Yeah. So isn't this super cool? I can't wait to see what we do with this, how we frame this. I'll have to get Scott on this. But yeah, it's just been crazy here at Primitive Gatherings with all what's going on. So if you love to cross stitch, take your favorite block and make it into one big flag too for some fun, fast stitching.
Yeah, that's great. And it'll be really quick because it's on big count. So
yeah, and just use your creativity and do whatever. We would love to see them. Make sure you share them in our Stitch with Lisa Bongean Facebook group. We would love to see whatever you're doing. We love that you're posting your blocks. And it's just so awesome that you're stitching along with us. So we do have some prizes today. So keep commenting, and there's going to be a special prize on my blog post. So when you go get your pattern today after the live here, yeah, it's crazy. Go there and make sure you leave a comment on the blog because we have a special prize for you there as well. So drum roll, because we didn't announce last week where we are at. Miss Carrie has a grand total for us.
I do, and I'm so excited. I'm sure you've mentioned we've surpassed our goal. Have you said that?
Yeah.
Yes. So our goal was initially $25,000. So right now we're at $27,649. That's just amazing.
Yeah,
it's
all
incredible.
because of your help. We
Right.
could not even do this without you. We so appreciate it. And there's a couple of fun things going on. There's some like company matching going on.
Yes,
There's a competition.
Oh, okay. So we talked about Victoria and Kevin Ahern and how she had donated $20, told her husband about it. Then he came back and he's like, oh, wait a minute. I got to donate $20 too. So he did. So now she's donated another $20. So I don't know if they have like internal household competition on donating, but it's really cool. So thank you so much for the Aherns for their $60 donation so far. That's pretty fabulous. And
she's
fun.
winning. Just so you
she's
know,
winning.
hubby,
That's
she's
right,
ahead
Kevin.
now. So awesome. Yes. Yeah, and I just read on the blog that Hogs for Heroes is gifting their last bike
for the year.
For the
September
year. So
4th.
yeah, I'm hoping to
Yeah,
go
to
to
go.
that as well. Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't get to go to the last one because it was pouring down rain. And,
Right. Yeah.
And it was farther away, but I wish I could have been there, but I can't go to everything. So
Right.
for sure, maybe the last one this year.
Mhm.
Okay, so just a quick little announcement that after this live, we are going to do another live on Sherry McConnell's newest book. So that will be quickly following this little block tutorial. So we won't be around here too long, but stay tuned for that tutorial over there with the trunk show, because we have a lot of shop stuff for you as well that we are going to put in that segment instead of this segment. Okay, do you want to talk about the auction?
Yes. So we've got some items that have come in, some pretty amazing things that have come in, and we thought we would do a silent auction to raise more money for the Hogs for Heroes. So we have some wonderful, I know that we showed you the one we got at Harley Davidson that was the United States and the motorcycle that was on it. So that's one. We've since received a couple of large American flags that are just gorgeous, that are wooden, that we're going to auction off. We had a donation from one of our watchers as well. We've had some of the companies that we work with usually to donate some things. So we've decided to set up a silent auction. We're going to do this the evening of October 6th. So it gives everybody plenty of time, to get stuff together for us to get more donations. And we'll give you more details on how to pre-register and be ready for the auction that evening. We set it at nighttime, so we thought it'd be easier if you work during the day, do something a little bit different than our usual afternoons, and give everybody the opportunity to come on board and just see how much more money we could raise.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
definitely.
Because sometimes like the trike that was given away, the trikes are a little bit more than
Yes.
25,000. So if that would be the case, or whatever we raise in excess of whatever our bike costs, it can go to the next person.
Yeah,
They can just
completely.
keep it in the bank for the next hero. We're fine with
Mhm.
doing 1.5 or
Yeah,
2. Who knows?
definitely.
Maybe we'll get 2. And that's when we're going to auction off. Like, I know one of my quilts will go, and who knows what we'll come up
Yeah.
with. We promise it's going to be fun,
Yes.
and we will up our game and come up with some fun stuff.
Yep. Mhm.
All right.
Okay. I think
You
that's
go.
it. All right.
Okay.
Good.
Thanks
All
for
right.
joining me. I
Uh-huh.
appreciate that.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Yes. Okay. So with that in mind, it's time to do block 12, a cute little sailboat block. So are we ready, Kaylee? You ready?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So let me just get my stuff here. Here is my sheet. So after the break between this video and the next video, I'm going to post on my blog the directions for block 12. And you are going to need, here's my little board here. We're making 3 half square triangles. So that is a dark and light 1 7/8 cut in half right there. And then we need the 2 squares that are, what size are these here? 1.5. That's going to do simple folded corners on this piece for the bottom of our sailboat. That's right here. Here's our triangles. We have some extra triangles on the end here on the sail. And then we have a long piece. Oh, I don't know where I did with that piece. That goes here, which is dark. And this one is, let's see, 1.5 by 3.5. I'll have to find it somewhere. It'll be laying probably on the floor, but we'll get to that. I just quickly pieced this together just to make sure all the directions were right. Will you look in here?
I will.
I have some labeled like 12 extra pieces and parts. Or, you could probably in here find me that, if you can't find it in there, find me that 1.5 and cut 1.5 by 3.5 of these shooting stars. Just one little minor technical difficulty, but it's probably stuck somewhere. You know how that goes, right? You get up, and as soon as you cut it, you find the piece that you were looking for. So happens to us as well.
It's not the layered.
What's that?
Is it one of those layered ones or not?
No, it's a long piece. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, oh no.
No?
1, 2.
All right. We need this.
Yeah. So these are here. Nope.
Okay.
It's not here.
All right.
So with one big long one, and then we have a half square triangle that is 3 7/8 cut in half once. Now you could oversize it if you want, but then you'd have to trim. And I just made this one and everything came out nice and perfect with cutting the exact measurements that I give you in the directions. Now I didn't use triangle paper on this one. So this is the opportunity for you, those of you who maybe don't want to use the triangle papers, to try it without them one time. So let's get going. I'm going to take my light and dark triangles, 1 7/8, pair them up, right sides together. Do you need this? I don't think that doesn't look like 1 1/2, is it?
That's all I can find in that fabric. So you want 1 1/2 by 3?
It has to be 1 1/2 by 3 1/2. All right. So we'll quickly sew these half square triangles. And these are, again, 1 7/8, cut in half on the diagonal. And there will be no trimming on these unless you want to cut yours bigger, like 2 inches, and then you'll have a little trim all the way around. That's up to you. By now, you should know which way you like to do it. Oh, and I am so bad at marketing my stuff. So we've got these scissors a couple months ago, and I didn't really tell too many people about them. So this is a beautiful new scissors that we have made, pretty much like the Dovo scissors that I always use, but this one has the Primitive Gatherings logo, and it's pretty sharp and sleek with the one side black and the other side stainless. And it's a beautiful, beautiful scissors. So get yourself one of them. They are $34.99, so $15 or so less than the Dovos. And I just kind of like park them right there so I know where they're at. I do dark side up. And we are going to just press away from the dark, or to the dark, not away from the dark. Just like that. 3 of them, nice and easy. And I'm just going to trim the dog ears up. And while I do that, I will check to make sure they are accurate. So right here, I'm going to put this on 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. And darn, it is really nice. So there's 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. All right, I think while I'm doing this, we could probably pick our first winner. Or Jess, are you helping us today? Yeah. Okay, pick our first winner.
Judith Stout.
Judith
Stout.
Stout. Like beer, right? Like stout beer. Congratulations, Judith. You won a Liberty Gatherings honey bun. Now, these aren't in the world anymore. So this is like a rare antique. I don't know how many years it is, but we don't have them anymore. I pulled this out of my stash. But it'll go nicely with your American Gatherings too. All right, so time to build. I'm going to look at my diagram, place my triangles on my little cute little design board here.
Thank you, Kathy, for our awesome donation of $15.
What?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Kathy. All right, so now I laid out my half square triangles, maybe just like the pattern shows here. And then I'm just going to sew these 2 together and then those 3 together. Feel free to ask us any questions.
I have a question.
Okay.
What's your favorite star block in this grouping?
In what?
In this grouping out of the 20 flags, what's your favorite one?
What's my favorite? I don't know. It's kind of like asking what's your favorite child. But I guess I like that they get a little harder each time. But this one obviously isn't that hard. But I'll have to look at the quilt full out and then I'll be able to tell you. Because off the top of my head, I did like last week's though. Last week's was a little more difficult and it was really intricate. So I like complicated things. But then there's always something sweet about just the heart block. One of my friends who was at retreat last week made me a beautiful flag pillow, the heart one, out of the one block. It's a cute little pillow. I'll have to show it to you next week and then I'll tell you who made it for me. It's going to be a surprise. I don't want to give that away, but she was at the retreat here last week.
Do you know if there will be a reprint of this fabric?
I have no idea.
Does that happen often?
It happens rarely. So if we do get a reprint of this, it'll probably be rare, but we might do another one. What's wrong with doing some more, right? All right, so I attached the top one here, and then I'm just going to give it a little press. We got a new rug under our stations here, and I can just scoot a little faster now. I love it.
It slows Kaylee down though.
What's that?
It slows Kaylee down though.
Yeah, it slows Kaylee down. Yeah, it's right. It makes her tripod drag. And then she says there's an outlet right in the spot where she has to move from. All right, now I'm stitching the rows together here. And remember, I don't trim off my dog ears on my piecing until it's done. So that's why I'm leaving those on right now, just in case something wouldn't work out. I would still have everything I need. Now I'm going to just gently finger press this open. Line it up on my pressing stick. And I know somebody asked in the group which model I have for my Rowenta. Now, I don't really know, but this one is the purple one. And do you see a model number? But I know they don't make this one anymore. So it doesn't really, unless you can find it on a resale site or something like that, it really is not really going to matter. Okay, so there's one half, there's the other half. I'm going to layer these right sides together so the dog ears should stick out. And they're not going to match perfectly. At least I'm not that perfect of a piecer, but I will get it so it matches up the best I can. And then we'll trim it to make sure it's the right size. And I bet you want to know what size we're going to trim it to because I noticed that that wasn't on the pattern. All right, so here we go. I didn't cut off any points. I'd rather see a little bit room than to trim off a point. So if that's going to happen, I'd rather not cut off the point and have a little background fabric show, like more like what we call a float. All right. So now I've made this pieced half square triangle and I am going to trim it to 3.5. So on your directions right here, trim to 3.5. And if you're going to trim, if it's a little bit bigger than 3.5, make sure you trim on the blue triangle and not your pieced one. So I got that one perfect. And now I'm going to go 3.5. 3.5. I think I oversized this square, this blue square. I think I probably cut it 4 inches. So that's what you'll have if you cut that square 4 inches. And then it trims up perfectly to 3.5. All right, back to the design wall here, or board. Now I have to do the flip and sew corner. So Kaylee, you're not going to like this. But I'm putting each one on And I don't know, maybe you can come around and can you see this line on my machine?
Yeah.
All right. So I know there's some other like tools or little gadgets you can buy or tape to your bed, but I don't like all that stuff. So what I do is right where in line with my needle, I take a marker, whether it's black or blue, and I just draw a line right on my sewing machine. So I'm going to sew corner to corner, and I got to make sure I sew this way. So I'm just going to line that up, corner, and I'm going to start sewing on that point, and I'm going to keep this point running on that line that's in line with my needle on my sewing machine. So that eliminates me having to draw a line. So it's kind of like drawing one line on your machine versus a bunch of lines on your squares. So I'm doing this right now on my piece summer block of the week. And all we're doing is all these simple folded corners. So I'm really good at lining that up. And when you do that, make sure that you flip it over to make sure that both of these line up really nicely, that you don't see that other square on the other side, because sometimes it'll hang over and it comes out a little wonky. Now you could put your ruler on there and cut those exact, but it doesn't matter. Just trim them off, eyeball that 1/4 of an inch, press these out or away. Okay, now there's that one piece I need. Now, Carrie, where'd you do with it?
It's right here.
All right.
1.5 by 3, right?
3.5.
Oops. Okay.
So it's 3.5. We're a little short, 1/2 inch. She'll quick do another one. Here, you got a cutter?
I got one.
Okay.
This is a little mini one.
Yep. While we do that, I'll start lining up these other ones. Top and bottom on the side here. Good thing she's fast. Okay. Ooh, I can tell this fabric isn't starched.
Yes, I know.
Uh-oh.
I didn't have time for that.
Uh-oh. What are we going to do? We're just going to use it. All right. Don't tell on us.
It is funny how once you get used to
you-
the starch, and then you play with it when it's not starched.
You can tell. It's like a wet noodle.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like overcooking your noodles.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I like elegante fabric.
Yes.
Okay, so look at that. Lines up most nicely there. So flip that on. And again, if you're a pinner, pin. If you're not, like me, I'm not. I only pin when I absolutely have to nail that intersection. If things line up nicely, I don't pin.
Thank you, A. O'Connor, for your donation. You guys are awesome.
Okay,
I missed
Jessica,
one.
pick another winner. The next winner is going to get, oh my God, you guys, we just had a UPS semi-truck pull up to Primitive Gatherings. And I counted 8 full pallets full of Yuletide gatherings. So Jessica, who is winning this?
Vicky Robles.
Vicky Roble?
Robles.
Robolt.
Robles.
Robles. Vicky, you won. Okay? So, and if you do win, please email us at store@primitivegatherings.us with your addresses, and then we will get those out to you as soon as you give us your address.
Yes. And we did have another. So Pamela Pokragak.
Oh, Pam.
She has an awesome super chat as well. So ladies, we just so appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
All that technical stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's our little sailboat. Time to put the sides on. So short sides go on the sides. And if you're wondering what this is, I'm using this little leader and ender because sometimes when I'm not paying attention, I'll whip out my fabric too fast and my machine will come unthreaded. So to avoid having me to rethread my machine sometimes, that's what that is. And you could do two pieces together. That's the best thing to do for a leader and ender, is another piece project that you're doing. But I know some of you are new, so I don't want to forget to talk about some of those things.
It also works really well if your thread tends to bunch up at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's that coming
Right.
off of that
So like
piece.
if I know some of the machines you have to like hold on
the
to your threads.
and you don't have to do it if you do
Yeah.
that.
If you use one of these, you don't have to keep holding on to them every time you start and stop. So just a quick press away again. Now the top and bottom, again, lines up wonderfully. It's so nice when they turn out, when you're live. I'm super excited this week. We have a family wedding. So today I got to do pedicure with the bride. Hey, Katie. Super excited for your day. So I ran and did that quick this morning with them. I didn't have any girls, so I didn't get to do all that fun stuff with the bride. And just like that, block 12. So a little easy one compared to last week. So you will love this block, but it's different and it's cute. And now I have my stripes already sewn. I need to trim off one edge. So we'll do this one. Make sure I got the boat the right way. Everybody laughs the way I say boat. Boat. I guess I stretch out the O. See, I unthreaded my machine because I whipped it out. I was so excited. Hopefully my eyes aren't too tight or tired. I did stay up till 2:30 at the retreat last night.
What's going on at the retreat?
So we have, let's see, we have two groups of ladies that, I can't talk and do this at the same time. Hang on. And my fingernails are way too long. So we have some ladies celebrating a birthday. We have some girls from Martingale here this week. Maybe maybe we'll get them on some video. And then Darcy, my friend, she's staying with me. So just a couple little groups, I think, and then we have a single lady coming in today. I think Luke's on his way to pick her up from the airport right now. So just a nice collaboration of different people. And we're just all in our happy place, sewing away. All right, where's my little leader and ender there? No more of that. Okay, press it toward the blue. Back to the mat. And remember, this one is going to be trimmed down on both sides, so I'm just going to kind of center it on the block. You don't have to line anything up but the edge. All right, one last seam open. Okay. Find your 12.5-inch ruler and trim it to 12.5. Imagine that. And I just kind of like line up one of the stripes to make sure everything is good. Pull it over because the block is your true north. And there we go. But before you go, we do have one more prize. Jessica found a bunch of more of these really cool embroidery templates. So if you like to do a lot of wool applique or embroidery, this is a nice set of stencils for you to mark on your lines. It's $25 for this one. So Jessica, last winner.
Kimberly Roberts.
Okay, Kimberly Roberts, you are last winner of our prize today. So thank you for joining us for Block 12. And before you know it, we'll be back again next week with Block 13. These weeks just fly right by. It's crazy how fast they go on. So I'll get to the computer, post your block for you so you can start stitching, and make sure you post it on our group. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you do all that liking and all that stuff. Well, I don't know what it all is, but we appreciate it when you do it. So we'll see you again. And remember, couple minutes, we're going to come back live with Sherry McConnell's Trunk Show.